I'm gonna tell you about the time my ex blocked me on everything, and so I applied to his job. Started. Okay, so I met this guy. We're gonna call him Madison. Okay, so I met this guy on Bumble some years ago, like probably over 5 years ago, and we started talking during the pandemic. I was very lonely. Just broke up from my boyfriend at the time. Moved back home from college, and so I meet this guy on Bumble, and I was like, all right, we can see where this goes, right? And so first at the beginning, it was a lot of flirting, a lot of like he was giving me a lot of attention I felt I needed because like being at home during the pandemic, I was just lonely, like I wasn't working, just not getting out of college, like it was just a lot going on. So then we went on our first date and I went to go see him. I did. I went to go visit him for our first date, and I don't even think it was like anything special because I don't remember it. Um, I do remember going back to his place afterwards, but that was basically it. It honestly might have just happened at his house the first date. I don't even know if we went out. I genuinely cannot remember what we did. So first date was okay. I noticed he was a bit standoffish. I just figured he was shy, right? Okay. So then afterwards, we started talking a bit more, like FaceTiming, all this other stuff, but he gradually started to like lose interest in me. Mind you, before our first date, we talked for like I think almost 2 months. So there was a lot of time, for us to talk and get to know each other before actually meeting each other in person. And we lived far away from each other, which is why it took so long for us to meet. Plus, it was during the pandemic, so I was just very skeptical of everything and everyone. And so, yeah, things gradually started to slow down between us. And I'm like, hey, what happened? Like, you was giving me all your time and attention and FaceTiming me and calling me and texting me all the time. And it's like, now that you got what you wanted, you ain't talking to me as much anymore, right? And so then, shortly after, um, after that conversation of like, hey, we don't talk as much anymore. He's like, okay, come down, come see me. Cool. So I would go down there and go see him, and we were cool. Like I thought we were genuinely cool, but at the same time, like he was still just like standoffish. I later understood that that was just his personality. Um, and so over time, we're still talking. He's still losing interest, still losing interest. And in my mind, I'm thinking he likes me, but he's just not open yet, right? And we're gonna talk about that because the thing is, if a guy shows you who he is, like if he show you his true colors, if he shows you that he's just not that into you, believe it, right? So when we would get like, I would start to get very like frustrated and be like, you know what? I never want to talk to you again. Just like skip it. Like you're starting to frustrate me. I would like go off on him and he'll be like, okay, please don't leave. Like something as simple as that. And that's what he meant. Just don't leave, right? Now in my mind, him telling me please don't leave means okay, stay. I need you. I can't live without you. I love you, right? It really didn't work that way because I wanted to believe it. So because I wanted to believe it, I would tell myself these things like he really wants me to stay. He really loves me. It was never the case, right? That was never the case, and he never said it, and he made it very clear, just friends, right? Okay. So then, I remember one of our first arguments being we were in a hotel together, and like we were sitting down talking, and I look over, and he's on Bumble while we're together. He's on Bumble, mind you. Like he ain't my man, but at the same time, he my man for that moment. Like what are you doing? So he on Bumble, and I'm like, bro, you can't be serious. Wait till he went to sleep, packed up all my stuff, left. Sent him 2 long ass paragraphs, like, da da da, cussing this man out. I don't want to be with you no more. I want to talk to you. Like, just let me be. Okay, just can you? And then he would respond like, okay, can you just stay? Okay, please stay. You didn't have to leave. That was petty, but can you stay? And I'm like, oh yeah. And I remember the first time he texted me, he was like, look, I can't do this without you. And I was like, oh, he needs me. Yeah, I was that naive, and he's an older guy. I was younger at the time, so I was super naive and like I believed what I wanted to believe. I heard what I wanted to hear, right? And so um That was one of our major arguments. Another argument was like we was at his place and he's just like on his phone, smiling like the whole time, and I'm just like, "Yo, you good? I'm here." Mind you, we've been talking for like over a year now, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm good. Watch some TV if you want," on his phone. Um, I'm like at his house, we chilling, we having a good time at the table eating. And right before this meetup, I told him like, "Hey, look, I don't want to talk to you no more. You're not putting in no effort. I don't think you want to be with me. If you don't, that's fine. I'm ready to just move on with my life. I met another guy. Like I don't want to be with you. You just seem very uninterested. So like, and you're just emotionally unavailable. So, and he's like, okay, I'll do better. Come over. I'll have like a date set up for you. Okay, cool. Come over his house. He has some takeout takeout set up on the table. And he sat on the far end of the table, and I was on the other end. And I'm eating, and I've never felt so like alone with someone in my life, right? And he's just on his phone, just laughing, cackling, having the time of his life. And I'm just like, okay, I'm here. Like, you good? We cool? He like, yeah, we good. Go watch some TV or something. And I'm just like, I thought we were here for a date. I thought we were here to hang out. Like, you were going to show me something different. This is nothing different. I don't know who he was talking to, but he was having the time of his life talking to her. Cause honey, I think they start arguing over text or something like that. Next thing you know, he got an attitude. All these mood changes happening. I'm just like, something happening over there. And I know this ain't got nothing to do with me, but like, you good? Like, so we just get into it because I'm like, bro, why am I here? I just spent all this time coming down here to meet you. I could have been at home in my bed, okay? I could have been at home with my dog. By the way, I just got a dog at this time. I'm spending time away from my dog to be here with you because you told me you go show me better, but you not. You the same trash, and then you texting another what I perceive to be another woman. You texting another woman while I'm right here. Like the respect is at a very minimum, if any. Okay, and so he like, nah, you tripping. That was it. So we start arguing, and I was like, if it wasn't so late, like I would have went back home. But I knew I was too tired to go back home. So I was like, I'm gonna just like crash on the couch. He's like, no, you can get in the bed. All right, cool. He like, I'll take the couch. Cool. I lay in the bed. He come in the room. We start arguing again. Like, bro, get out. So that was one of our more serious arguments. Um, and then we like made up after that, and things was like going by cool again. And so I once again I'm thinking things are good, and I'm like, okay, he wants me, and he's once again showing no signs, right? And so this is the part that we've all come here for. So I'm gonna tell you about the time we got into it that made me apply to his job. Okay, so um we've had we've been dealing with each other for years at this point. I don't know what was that argument that brought us to the point where we're like, okay, we're just blocking each other. We got into an argument over text, and I'm like, okay, I'm blocking you. And he like, okay, well, I'm blocking you too because I'm tired of your BS. And so my fear, I always had the fear that if he blocked me, he would never speak to me again because I don't know. I just felt like he was so emotionally unavailable and so detached to me that it was more like if um if we ever stopped talking, he would be fine, and that would have crushed me because I still have feelings for this guy, right? Although he's showing me every reason to not have feelings, I wanted to see the good in him. I wanted to see him change, right? And so my biggest fear was him blocking me and just never speaking to me again. And so then he blocks me. And I didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks, right? And I would like send him messages like, hey, something, just something. And it would be like, not delivered, and my love feelings was hurt. My love feelings was hurt. I must say, my 20 some year old, early 20 some year old feelings was hurt. And so I was like, you know what? I know where he worked. I know where he works. Let me see what they got lined up right now, right? Went online. Okay, y'all got this. Y'all got that. I think I found his job on like Indeed. And I went to the website itself. It gets better, okay? Wait, it gets better. I applied to his job. I applied for the position I thought I would be qualified for. And no, I did not get the job. They said decline, denied. No, girl, you don't got enough experience. So what you want to work here for? I didn't even get an interview. I just got a rejection email. Like, no, you not qualified. Period. And so yeah, I didn't get the job. Um, but on like the job website, you know how some job websites they have like the staff listed, and I'm just like, who's his boss? And I found who the boss was, and I was like, let me add his boss on LinkedIn. Let me become friends with the boss. When I tell y'all, I was so reckless, right? And I can laugh about it now because I'm older, I've matured, I've moved on. But still, it was hilarious. So I added his boss on LinkedIn, and I don't even think I double checked because I barely use like LinkedIn whatsoever. I don't even think I double checked whether he accepted my invitation or not. And I didn't care because I think a couple days later he reached out to me. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't want to talk to you no more, whatever. I still end up talking to him. Of course, I took him back. I always take him back, and that's why he got away with everything that he did. Like he could do whatever he wanted to do because he knew I was going to take him back regardless. Okay, and so yeah, that's it. That's mainly the story of what happened. We end up talking for more years after that, and then he got upset I had a baby on him. Okay. So he got upset I had the baby on him. That's another story time. I'll do a story time on how I found out I was pregnant. That's just it's the ghetto. The ghetto, okay? Um, but he got upset that I had a baby on him and it is what it is. I didn't have no regret, no remorse, no nothing. I was over him at this point. And we still continued to talk after that. Like, what? He wasn't going nowhere. What? That's the best I've ever had. He wasn't going nowhere. We're stuck together. Like, we're stuck together. And then I was like, you know what? I got a daughter who's gonna grow up and watch me one day. I can't be doing this. I gotta live a better life. Like when I tell you that child changed my life for the better, like whole 360. Like at first I was just so reckless and careless with people and like she just changed my life 10 times over. Plus karma caught up with me very well. So that's another one. But yeah, I hope he's doing fine. We were so toxic. And we would block each other. Like if I would block him and not talk to him for a while, he would like message me on Venmo. That's how I knew we were meant to be. That's how I knew we were meant to be. Because it's like, okay, if I cut you off and I don't want to talk to you no more, you need to find another way to contact me. If not, then it's not real. How do I know you love me if you're not messaging me on Venmo? If you're not cash apping me? That's not love. And so, yeah, that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to hear more of these story times, I will be doing more, like making it like a series. So please like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, that's it. So thank you. Once again, feel free to join in on the conversation. I'd love to hear your feedback. I promise you I am better now. Um, you know, it's better. So yeah, thank you. Bye.